From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Hello and welcome back to the show. My name is Matt.
My name is Noel.
They call me Ben. We are joined with our super producer, Paul Deckant, and most importantly, you're here, you are you. That makes this stuff they don't want you to know. Folks, today I vote we start this show with a very short clip that some longtime listeners may recognize.
One of my favorite clips.
Prepare yourself for the next 12 seconds.
The frogs, the male frogs, think they're females now. That's not, when I say that about a frog, I'm not bashing the gay frog, but the chemical got in the water.
In the excerpt you just heard, YouTuber and radio host Alex Jones is saying that chemicals found in water are turning frogs, in his words, gay.
Yeah, it's refreshing and maybe a little surprising to hear that Jones took these great pains just to let you, the listener, know that he has nothing against gay frogs or gay humans, to that matter. And you can listen to the entire, let's call it a presentation on this matter via YouTube. There are clips all over the place. Some official Alex Jones channel clips you can find, as well as clips other people have put on there.
Mm-hmm. And this idea was popularized by Jones years ago. Some of you have written into us asking what the deal is about this over the years. And the reason it stays in the public mind is because since this idea was popularized by Alex Jones, it became sort of a meme. And the crux of the argument that Jones makes does not stop at frogs. We just wanted to play... We just wanted to play one of the thesis clips here.
Yeah, he gets into the gay bomb itself that we've discussed before on this show.
Which was a real plan and was more like a sexual assault bomb in the nuts and bolts of how they thought it would work. But he sees the frogs as one of the first signs that the government, whether acting in concert with other forces or just unilaterally, is attempting to increase levels of homosexuality or the ratio of homosexuality in the human population through a widespread dispersal of chemicals, particularly in the water.
Sure, why not? Why wouldn't the government be doing that?
Right, because, they're on top of everything else, so they've got so much free time, It's just really, they just have to worry about the 4th of July and tax day.
That's it.
So for a lot of people, this is a wait, what question, and today we are hoping to discover whether there is any truth to what might seem initially an insane story straight out of Tinfoilton.
Tinfoilton.
Is that like the Whoville?
Yes. It's the, I think the four of us are going to have to learn more about Tinfoilton.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe we'll visit one day.
Yeah. For now, let's get right into the person Alex Jones. Let's get a little backstory here.
The person Alex Jones.
Yes, person, as we know, can be used to describe a number of things, especially when you get into corporations or media personalities. There are all kinds of things here. So Alex Jones, if you're a fan of this show, you are most likely aware of this man. He's the creator of the website InfoWars, and he's been the host of this long-running radio show called The Alex Jones Show. And over the years, he has discussed just a whole host, almost all of the rumors and fringe theories that have ever existed.
Yeah. He's also been involved in a number of controversies, from accusing the U.S. government of perpetrating the Oklahoma City bombing, the September 11th attacks in the U.S., faking the moon landings, and more. And he describes himself as a paleoconservative, a libertarian, and a lot of his stories to the general audience would seem to come from a more right-wing perspective. He has been called a conspiracy theorist by outfits like the Southern Poverty Law Center in New York Magazine, and he didn't seem to totally embrace this, but he did take it as a source of pride. His response was, I'm proud to be considered a thought criminal in the fight against Big Brother. I love the phrase thought criminal. You know, it's taking that George Orwell vibe and running with it.
He's a man. And he's got a heart. It's pumping blood.
Yeah.
He's got a face. Elbows.
Well,
That's my favorite.
in a strange way, he's got, I don't know, just that thing that you're doing right here, the impersonation. There's a certain, I don't know, it's not respectability, but
Passion?
it's a cachet or something that is very attractive of this man standing up in the world of lies, telling the truth
not
is
gonna take
an
it
act
anymore.
of defiance,
Right, exactly.
and
I'm mad
He's
as hell. I'm
Yeah.
just not going to
Yeah.
take it anymore.
Do you remember the first time you ever saw Alex Jones? It's sort of like easy to forget. He was in that Richard Linklater movie, Waking Life.
Yeah,
That was all of the rotoscope kind of dreamy look to it. And he's like a ranting, red-faced, crazy guy in the back of a cab, I want to say.
they were taking a ride. I remember
Right.
in a car.
Yeah, that's it.
I loved Waking Life, and that was not the first time
Yeah.
I saw Alex
It
Jones.
was for me, though. I
Yeah.
guess I think that was before he was really, really entrenched in like the public, in the mainstream.
I
Kind
think
of,
he
more or
was maybe more localized,
Right.
like he was in Austin, probably.
less. And Linklater's an Austin guy.
Okay, yeah. So he was a super popular radio show host in Austin, and I remember seeing Waking Life for circumstances I won't get into on the air. I was confused, I was into it, but I was thinking, do I recognize that guy?
Yeah.
Who is that? Sounds familiar.
Are you sure that's not a certain comedian named Bill Hicks?
Hey, that's a story for another day.
So throughout the 1990s and the 2000s, Jones expanded his work and polished his voice, or should we say, whittled it.
Yes.
Focusing on more things. He embraced the internet through sites like Prison Planet, the aforementioned InfoWars. Prison Planet is the more I would say the edgier, a little more out there version. And he went to protest for political causes he believed in. He ran for local office and weighed in as a political pundit and more. The list of his views, as Matt said, is extensive. He has been doing this for a long time. And you know what? I'm going to say, since we brought up Waking Life, I really liked his segment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was also before he was such a divisive figure, and I have a feeling that Linklater probably saw him more as an interesting, sort of almost more of like a Joe Rogan-y type, where he's maybe a little problematic in his views, but he's just kind of espousing some like existential crises that we all, are faced with.
Yeah, he provides a counterpoint to a lot of mainstream views.
Yes.
Sure, which is important in any discourse, right?
But over time, he really went hard in the paint.
Right. And now we can see, looking back through his catalog of statements, writings, and performances, we can see larger recurring themes. The primary theme for Alex Jones is this idea of overarching government control, the goal being a new world order. And the New World Order, the quick and dirty version, is that governments and large companies, industries, maybe dynastic families like the Rothschilds or something, are working in concert in secret to manufacture economic disasters, to make constant surveillance normal, and in Alex Jones's opinion, most importantly, to perpetrate false flag attacks or inside jobs and create a culture of fear so that they can exploit everyone who's on the outside of the inner circle.
And to Alex Jones, that includes everything from 9/11, the 9/11 attacks, to like the Sandy Hook school shooting, all supposedly with the intent of turning public opinion in a way that is helpful to the nefarious aims of said New World Order beneficiaries.
And just to try and be fair to Alex Jones, he does take it back to things like the Pearl Harbor attacks, saying that, something like that causes the public to be more pro-war.
Sure.
And he I want to say he tries to make those connections that we try to do on this show as well. It's just, it becomes a completely different flavor when Alex Jones starts going down the rabbit holes.
Well, that's part of it, right? We know at basis that governments do leverage public fear and concern quite well, and we know that governments have, at least the U.S. government, has partnered with PR firms in the past to encourage a fear of marijuana, for instance, based on a violently racist ad campaign, right?
Yeah.
And you can check out our earlier episode about that. I believe we have one. I can't remember.
There's definitely a great video on it.
For reasons we won't go into on a family show, my memory's not 1,000,000%.
Yeah, for reasons.